to Game 7 of the franchise mode battle between my team, the Vancouver Canucks, and my friend's team, the Washington Capitals. Game 6 was a rout by the Vancouver Canucks, who finished that game winning 5-1 and controlling most of the play. But here we are at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia for Game 7. There's no Stanley Cup involved at the end of this, there's no Big Sally, but there's lots of bragging rights. Game 7 between our two franchise mode teams that we built to compete with each other. Not really. It was more just we built our franchise mode teams and kind of just decided that we wanted to play them against each other. It's been a back and forth series, but in the end, the teams were so evenly matched that here we are at a Game 7. Both goalies have played great. John Gibson maybe not so great in Game 6, but I'm sure for a big Game 7, both goalies will be coming out to play really hard. These are not their series stats, these are just their regular season stat things, I don't know. But both teams have been getting scoring from all throughout the lineup. Vancouver Canucks have actually been getting a lot of their scoring from their fourth line, who's absolutely been playing clutch with Elias Pettersson, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Hunter Shinkaruk. Hunter Shinkaruk has an absolutely deadly shot. We've already seen it in several games. He sniped a few goals, solidified a few games. Even in a losing effort, he had 2 goals and almost won it for the Vancouver Canucks. But here we are, beginning of Game 7, a familiar story, McKinnon versus Seguin at the faceoff, and McKinnon wins the opening faceoff back to Jake Muzzin. Muzzin over to Philip Forsberg. Philip Forsberg passes it up to Jake Muzzin. Jake Muzzin now going in. Jake Muzzin back to Tyson Barrie, takes a shot, and that's a good save for John Gibson early in the first. Holding it in is Jake Muzzin. Here's Tyson Barrie. Philip Forsberg back to Tyson Barrie. Barrie over to Muzzin. Muzzin back to Barrie. Barrie to Forsberg, shoots and scores! And the Canucks in Game 7 at home take an early lead, 1-0, 18:07, 1:53 into the first, and the Canucks are up 1-0 on a beautiful shot by Philip Forsberg. What a goal, what a play, a one-timer shot for Philip Forsberg, and John Gibson never had a chance on that one. Philip Forsberg, the best shooter on the team. There's no chance. And here we are at center ice again. Seguin versus McKinnon, and this time Seguin wins the faceoff back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere carrying in now. Gostisbehere getting a step, gets across. Tyler Seguin can't get control before it's behind the net. Here's Goudreau across. Berchi carries, back to Gostisbehere, ahead. That's intercepted by McKinnon though. McKinnon across to Barrie. Tyson Barrie ahead. This is Philip Forsberg again. Philip Forsberg tries to get it over, and that's intercepted. Gostisbehere now up to Seguin. Near side to Sven Berchi. Berchi now gets it across. Here's Johansson with a good shot, and that's saved by Connor Hellebuyck. Johansson carrying behind the net. Back to Gostisbehere across. Here's Ben Hutton off the bench. Gostisbehere down to Johansson and gets it back. Here's Barkov with a shot and a goal! Alexander Barkov ties it up on another beautiful snipe, and this is how this game is going to go. I am absolutely ready for all of this. Alexander Barkov on a beautiful shot from the high slot. Connor Hellebuyck now having no chance on this one, as he caught just sliding a little too far across, and Barkov making him pay with a beautiful shot. And here we are, 14:47 into the first, and the game's already tied at 1-1. Here's Kerfoot against Barkov at center ice. Barkov wins the face-off to Hutton, over to Ekholm, back to Hutton. Hutton carrying through the middle. Here's Tom Wilson now. Tom Wilson carrying through center ice. Tom Wilson gets to Johansson. Johansson down the far side, making a move. Johansson shoots off Hellebuyck's mask into the corner. Johansson still controlling, checked now by Brady Shea, and Kerfoot now comes up with the puck. Murphy now up to Brock Besser. Brock Besser carrying ahead. Here's Anders Lee. Anders Lee making a move. Anders Lee behind the net, gets it in front. That's deflected off the defenseman towards the net. Here's Besser now. Besser getting it deep, and Anders Lee blocked in front of the net, but he'll still get the puck at the near side here. Anders Lee, saucer pass that's intercepted by Brett Connolly. Anders Lee, though, gets it right back at the neutral zone. Anders Lee carrying, gets it ahead. Here's Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith carrying on the far side, gets it in front. Oh, and just missing that was Brock Besser. And here's Brett Connolly going back the other way, making a move at neutral ice. Brett Connolly gets in, gets a good shot, and that's a good save for Connor Hellebuyck as Connolly got hit on that shot. Here's Svechnikov now. Svechnikov at the point tries to get it deep. Eriksson intercepts, and here's Nelson on the near side. Brock Nelson coming in. Brock Nelson bearing down, gets it in front. Here's Eriksson with a good pass, and Miles Wood can't beat John Gibson. Brett Connolly now in the corner. Connolly up to Larson, up to Svechnikov. What a move around. I'm not sure who that was. Here's Carlson carrying through the middle, though, down to Svechnikov. Svechnikov in the circle, gets it over to Brown. Brown is absolutely demolished, though. Brown gets the puck back, though. Brown in the corner now, carrying behind the net. Oh, brings it in front, and Hellebuyck manages to get it off his stick before Connor Brown can put it in the net. A great hit there from Joel Eriksson, not really known for his physicality, but stepping up when it needs to be done, as both teams' fourth lines are now on the ice, and I'd be more worried if I was the Washington Capitals, as Vancouver's fourth line has time and again shown that they are an elite force. I'd say that they're better as a third line, although here's Washington with a good shot. I think that was Hartman. Hartman in front to Brown, Connor Brown, and that shot is blocked. Dubois back to Smith, Brendan Smith up to Hunter Shinkaruk. Hunter Shinkaruk ahead to Smith, who's ahead to Pettersson. Pettersson carrying, takes a good shot, that's stopped by John Gibson. Pettersson back now. Here's Jake Muzzin. A one-timer shot from the point, and that was blocked. Van Riemsdyk now poked at the corner. Van Riemsdyk keeps it, but the Pettersson intercepts. Pettersson now Dubois has it. Dubois holding on. Dubois gets it across. Here's Kyle Connor to Pettersson, and a good shot. A great save by John Gibson, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk now carries out of his own zone. Trevor Van Riemsdyk at center gives it to Ryan Hartman. Hartman just gets it deep. Vancouver collect behind their own zone. Muzzin ahead to Philip Forsberg. Both teams changing. Here's Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois now carrying in. Here's Travis Hamonic. Travis Hamonic over to Jake Muzzin. Jake Muzzin takes a good shot. Another good save for John Gibson. 2:17 left in the first, and Vancouver's been absolutely buzzing around Washington's end. And we see another look at Jake Muzzin's shot on John Gibson here, as the Canucks put out their first line to match Washington's. 2:17 left here. McKinnon loses the face-off to Sagan. Puck gets to Gostisbehere, but he's checked, but the puck squeaks through to Gaudreau. Gaudreau carrying through neutral zone. Gaudreau coming in, making moves, good shot, and Hellebuyck makes the save, and he'll hold on for the whistle. Defensive zone face-off for Vancouver now. Kerfoot loses the face-off. Here's Ellis to Berchi, and what a save by Connor Hellebuyck, as Berchi had a beautiful chance on that one-timer. Here's Murphy ahead to Lee. Besser now carrying in. Besser to Lee. What a save! It's on the line, and Gostisbehere drags it off the line, as that was a very close call and a great defensive play by Gostisbehere. Here's Sagan, though. Sagan dying seconds of the first. One-timer, a good shot, and a good block. A great block by Jake Muzzin to end the first period, as the game is still tied at 1-1. Chances at both ends late in the first. But after all that, the game is still tied at 1-1. With two beautiful goals from two of the best players on both teams. As Barkov with a beautiful snipe bar down tied the game earlier in the first period. And I mean, look at those stats. Those stats just so even. Same goals, same shots. One more hit for Vancouver. One more second of attack time. Quite a bit better passing, but I'm not really worried about that for either team. And then the face-offs are pretty close, 4-2. This is a very even game, and in a Game 7, what more could you expect? As we come into the second period, and the battle between McKinnon and Sagan begins again. This time, Sagan wins the face-off back to Ellis. Tyler Sagan now carrying into the Vancouver Canucks end. Sagan on the far side corner. Throws it behind the net. That's going to be collected by the Vancouver Canucks. Here comes McKinnon now up the ice. McKinnon down the near side. Drives far. Oh, and Forsberg on the far side almost managed to get control and get a good shot off there. It's Tyson Barrie now behind the net. Gives it away, but Forsberg gets it back. Forsberg behind the net. Gets it back, and a great shot by Kyle Connor and a great save by John Gibson, who covers up for the whistle. Canucks leave their first line out. Washington puts on their second line. Interesting decisions here. We'll see how it pays off. Here's Muzzin. Loses the puck, but here's Forsberg now. Forsberg on the near side. Forsberg to Kyle Connor. Back to Forsberg. Forsberg with room. Goes behind the net. Tries to get a pass across. That's blocked. Forsberg fighting for it behind the net, but Johansson comes up with it. Here's Ryan Ellis now. Ryan Ellis back to Johansson. Up to... Here's Jake Muzzin behind the net. Oh, Besser intercepting off of a bad turnover, but here's Wilson now, Tom Wilson, and he's poked the puck, and now he's tied up behind the net. Puck behind the net, that's collected by Nathan McKinnon, who gives the puck up and just misses Kyle Connor, who needs to get off the ice, who does. McKinnon's still out there, though. He also needs a change as he's trapped. And the Washington Capitals are going to look to take advantage of this. Here's Barkov behind, at the side of the net, and Hellebuck will cover up, and McKinnon will be able to get off the ice. Some frantic play at both ends here, as now the Canucks have their second line out against Washington's third line. Carlson wins it back to Hutton. Hutton over to Connolly, into Svechnikov, over to Carlson, who throws it behind the net to Svechnikov. Svechnikov to Connolly at this far side. Carlson in the slot, good shot. Great save by Connor Hellebuck. Puck still loose, though. Canucks have possession. Puck now on the near side, and up Brock Besser now on the far side with it. Brock Besser driving behind, throws it behind to Anders Lee. That's intercepted, and now Connolly comes up with it. Connolly up to, not sure, Carlson now. What a move between the legs. And here's Matthias Ekholm now. Oh, and that shot was deflected, and Hellebuck still managed to get it in the glove. As chances at both ends, but Washington getting more shots onto the net, and Hellebuck making more of the saves, as Carlson had a great shot from the slot and just couldn't find the 5-hole. Here's Van Riemsdyk at the point. Goudreau loses the puck, gives it away. Here's Miles Wood. Miles Wood carrying into the offensive zone. Miles Wood gives it back to Travis Hamonic, gives it away, and the puck just trickles out of the zone. Here's Eric's Nick. Brendan Smith now. Brendan Smith losing the puck. Sagan gets it across. Here's Johnny Goudreau with some room. Just gets poked off by Travis Hamonic. Goudreau, though, throws it in front, and that's broken up. Here's Van Riemsdyk. Throws it Sagan. Here's Larson with a good shot. That's deflected, and it's in. Sven Berchi. And Sven Berchi with a deflection in front of the net gives Washington their lead. 8:05 left in the second. Lots of time to go. But Sven Berchi has given his team the lead as he just got a deflection, and it just went. And I think that Brendan Smith may have put that into his own net. Ooh, and that was very close. Brendan Smith almost dragged that one off the line, but it was just enough that Sven Berchi gets the goal. Washington winning the faceoff. Here's Van Riemsdyk. Over to Larson. Larson back to Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk gives it away, and here's Dubois giving over to Shinkarik. Hunter Shinkarik carrying in the zone. Gets it deep for Dubois. Dubois back. Here's Hamonic. Over to Smith. Back to Hamonic. Hamonic down to fucking Shinkarik. Makes a good shot, just misses. Here's to Pettersson now. Pettersson back to Murphy. Shoots, and that's blocked and gloved down, and Gibson will hold on to the puck. As if Gibson can play like we know he can, he could shut the door on the Vancouver Canucks. Dubois on the faceoff. Wins it back. Here's Murphy. Murphy gets it down to Pettersson. Pettersson back to Shinkarik. Over to Shea. Over to Murphy. Murphy coming down the slot. Takes a shot, and Gibson flashing the leather. Makes a big save here. 4:59 left in the second as Connor Murphy looked to tie the game. Canucks now have their second line out there. Kerfoot against Hartman on the faceoff. Alexander Kerfoot wins it back. Here's Brock Besser, shoots, and a great save. And Gibson, falling and sprawling back, manages to fall on top of the puck as Brock Besser's shot almost managed to find its way through John Gibson. Face-off now on the opposite side of the ice. Both teams have their second lines out there now. Kerfoot against Barkov on the face-off. Barkov wins it back this time. And now Barkov has the puck. Barkov carrying up the ice. Alexander Barkov behind the net now. Flips it around, but Besser gets the puck. Besser ahead to Alexander Kerfoot. Alexander Kerfoot with room down the far side. Stick handling, and trying to find Anders Lee on the far side, and just didn't have enough room to get a good shot away, and Gibson covers up the puck. Some good attempts from Vancouver now that they're down a goal. They've definitely been pressing. Gibson has been shutting the door thus far. Barkov wins the face-off back to Hutton, over to Ekholm. Ekholm ahead to Barkov. Over to Johansson, back to Barkov. Loses it for a second, but here's Tom Wilson. Gets a weak shot away that Hellbuck is easily going to hold on to. 2:08 left in the second, and Washington will get an offensive zone face-off. Carlson's line out against Joel Eriksson X line. Carlson wins the face-off back to Ekholm, across to Svechnikov, back to Ekholm, back to Svechnikov on the near side. Svechnikov to Ekholm again. Ekholm across. Here's Ben Hutton. Down to Connolly. That's broken up. Here comes Brock Nelson now. Nelson ahead to Miles Wood. Miles Wood cutting to the front. Miles Wood with a good shot, and that's just blockered away by John Gibson. Carlson now heading up, coming into the Vancouver zone. 8 seconds left in the period. William Carlson in front to Connolly. Weak shot is deflected away. Here's Tyson Barrie. 1 second left, and there's going to be no more shots left in this period. And Washington will come out of the second with a 2-1 lead. But some frantic action at both ends of the ice. Gibson has been coming up big after having a weak game in Game 6. He has proven here in Game 7 that he too can absolutely shut the door. But there's still a whole nother period of play left, and this is only a 1-goal game. And we come into the third period, Washington leading 2-1, series tied 3-3. Still anyone's game at this point. All the games this series have been so back and forth. Seguin wins the face-off to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere carrying into the Vancouver Canucks end. Gostisbehere trying to cut across. Baertschi gets a good shot, and Hellebuyck makes a save. Now Baertschi trying to set up Goudreau, who fans. Goudreau behind the net and trying to set up Seguin, and that's broken up. Seguin again in front of the net, and now Kyle Connor has the puck. Kyle Connor gives it away. Here's Sven Baertschi. Sven Baertschi to Tyler Seguin, and that's broken up. Given away, though, to Tyler Seguin, who cuts in, takes a shot, and Hellebuyck makes the save and will hold on for the whistle. A couple of bad giveaways by the Vancouver Canucks there as they were trying to get the puck out. Sven Baertschi was looking for his second of the game. Defensive zone face-off for the Canucks. Seguin wins the face-off. Ooh, and that shot was blocked as that was pegged for the top corner. And now a penalty in the offensive zone. And the Vancouver Canucks, early in the third, going to the power play. And this could spell a disaster. Oh, and the Green Men are even here, going crazy by the penalty box. And Kyle Connor drawing a penalty, and one of their best penalty killers, Shane Gostisbehere, will be in the box. Let's see if the Vancouver Canucks can capitalize. Their second unit will be out probably for the duration of this power play. Face-off won by Vancouver. Here's Kyle Connor, near side. Rinks it around. That'll be collected by nobody as the puck will actually just clear the zone. And the Canucks will basically just dumped it down their own end. And that's half the power play time now gone. But here's Brady Shea carrying in with space. Brady Shea cutting in. Controls into the front for Hamonic and to the side of the net. And half the penalty's now gone. And that was a good save. Kerfoot taking the face-off against Sagan. Sagan wins it back. Ellis dumps it and just gets it out. That'll kill most of the remaining penalty time. Vancouver will have time to rush it up and get some zone time for one more little chance. Here's Kyle Connor on the near side. Kyle Connor carrying behind the net. Back to Anders Lee, and his shot is just kept out. Sagan over to Ellis, and Ellis fires it into his own bench with just 1 second remaining in the penalty. Here's another look at that Anders Lee shot as John Gibson managed to just hold onto that post long enough to stop that puck. As the Canucks now put out their first power play unit, but it is too late. But they still have that man advantage. McKinnon losing the faceoff. And now here comes Dzingel carrying up the ice. Ryan Dzingel over to Barkov. Barkov shoots. Great save for Hellebuck. And now up the left side here is Brock Besser. Brock Besser carrying in over to Philip Forsberg. Drops it back for McKinnon. McKinnon gets possession. Takes a slap shot. Just misses as John Gibson had no chance on that shot. Gaudreau giving the puck away to Philip Forsberg, but Philip Forsberg subsequently being checked by Dzingel. Hamonic now controls the puck in his own zone. He's pinned along the boards by Berchi. And coming up with the puck is McKinnon in his own end. McKinnon across to Brady Shea. Brady Shea carrying up. Here's Brock Besser. Brock Besser will dump the puck in, and the Canucks change. 11 minutes left in the third, and here's Berchi coming in over to Carlson, back to Berchi. A good shot, but that's blocked. Connor Murphy in his own end fires it up to Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson carrying it in. Here's Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek to Brock Nelson. He fans on the shot, but it almost trickles through, but Gibson holds it out and gets the whistle. The Canucks are pressing, but Washington is managing to hold them to some pretty weak opportunities. The Canucks haven't had any real good shots on John Gibson for some decent time now. But an offensive zone faceoff here for Joel Eriksson Ek. Faceoff's won by William Karlsson, who gets it up to Connolly now. Connolly dumps it in. That'll be collected by Tyson Barrie. Tyson Barrie ahead to Eriksson Ek. Across, that's for Muzzin. Muzzin ahead to Wood. Wood carrying in. Miles Wood to Jake Muzzin. Jake Muzzin gives the puck away. Ben Hutton. No. Brett Connolly now carrying ahead. Brett Connolly looking for a pass. Finds it, but Karlsson couldn't make connection. Svechnikov back. Here's Gostisbehere with a slap shot. A good save for Hellebuck. Svechnikov pinned in the corner with the puck. Svechnikov comes up with it. Here's Karlsson. Back to Ellis. Back to Karlsson. To Gostisbehere. Karlsson in the slot. Karlsson shoots, goes for 5-hole, and Hellebuck says no. Tyson Barrie collects the puck in his own end and gets it ahead. Here's Brock Nelson one-on-one. Brock Nelson takes a good shot and good save for John Gibson on the high glove. But Brock Nelson finds the puck and draws another penalty late in the third here. 5:21 left, and the Canucks are going to the power play. Now, if I was them, I feel like they have to put out their first unit here, right? Brock Nelson drawing a big, big penalty here. As Ryan Ellis, another big penalty killer, heads to the box. And again, we see the Canucks putting out their second unit for this power play. Kerfoot on the faceoff against Dzingel. Kerfoot losing the faceoff. Here's Hutton, but he loses the puck behind his own net. Hutton head to Dzingel, and Dzingel would clear it the length. Hamonic gets it across to Brady Shea, to Kerfoot, to Hamonic, to Kerfoot. Takes a shot, just misses. Glove side. Oh, and here's Lee in the slot. Can't get a good shot off, and the puck's behind the net now. Kyle Connor behind the net. Loses the puck, and Washington will clear it the length of the ice. Only 30 seconds left in this power play for Vancouver. They haven't really made the most of it here. A stretch pass, though, for Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor with a slap shot. Can't get it through. Recollects. Kyle Connor getting the puck behind the net. Kyle Connor and to the side, and a good shot there, but no goal. Kyle Connor now again backhanding. Kyle Connor trying to do everything for the team here. And another good shot, and it lands on top of the net with 2.5 minutes left. A shot goes over John Gibson, but lands on top of the net. Here's Ryan Ellis now coming in on Connor Hellebuck across, and a great save against Barkov there for Hellebuck. Gaudreau now carrying into the zone. Gaudreau in front to Ellis, and a good save. Here's Shea now. Brady Shea ahead to Nathan McKinnon. A minute left in the game. Kyle Connor now carrying in. Kyle Connor again. Another good shot for Kyle Connor, and another big save for John Gibson. As it just seems to be Kyle Connor versus John Gibson, and John Gibson has come up big every single time. Big save there for Connor Hellebuck, keeping his team within one. That could have been a dagger in the hearts of the Canucks there. And an offensive zone faceoff, and the line that you want there: Pierre-Luc Dubois, Pettersson, and Shakaric. Here's Pettersson. Pettersson in front of the net. Pettersson can't get a good shot away. Here's Dubois now. Dubois back to the point. Here's Barrie. They pull the goalie. Pettersson along the boards, loses the puck to Ellis. Ellis now has possession. Gives it away. Here's Philip Forsberg off the bench, but he loses the puck, gives it away to Tom Wilson, and this could be the game. Tom Wilson takes a shot, it's blocked by Jake Muzzin. Here's Philip Forsberg now. Philip Forsberg carrying into the zone. Philip Forsberg looking dangerous. Philip Forsberg cutting to the front, takes a shot. What a save! John Gibson absolutely robbing Philip Forsberg. 26 seconds left in the period, and John Gibson denies Philip Forsberg. Kerfoot now. Kerfoot wins the faceoff. Here's Jake Muzzin to Brock Besser. Brock Besser off the boards himself. And a great save and two huge saves for John Gibson. Well, one-timer save, and then off the rebound, it's batted out of the air, and he still manages to make the save. John Gibson is absolutely holding his team in this game single-handedly. As the Canucks now have their third line out there, this looks like it could be it for them. They lose the face-off. Here's Svechnikov, and that will just about do it. He passes back. He gives it away. Here's Nathan McKinnon with 10 seconds left. Takes a shot. John Gibson makes the save. 8 seconds left. The whistle goes with 7.5 seconds. The Canucks still have time to win this face-off and get a shot on net. A terrible play by Evgeny Svechnikov. All he had to do was dump that puck in and the game was over. And now the Canucks with a chance to win the faceoff and get a good chance off. Here it is, and it's tied up. Washington wins the faceoff, gets the puck out, and that will do it as Washington will pot an empty net goal. Johnny Gaudreau had in the stats, and with 1.4 seconds left in the game, the Washington Capitals have defeated the Vancouver Canucks in a hard-fought 7-game series in which both teams played absolutely amazingly. All the games could have went either way, except I'd say for Game 6. Game 6 was a pretty big rout for the Canucks. But other than that, the games have been very close, and this game, I'd have to say, Washington only won because John Gibson managed to stare down some of the best players on the Vancouver Canucks and win the game. With that, I digress. Brandon's team, out of a 7-game series, was better than my team, but I'd have to say that these teams were very evenly matched. We both managed to make great teams. All the games were quite close, and I'm happy to say that I enjoyed every minute of making this series, putting all the teams together and modifying their stats so that they're what their team they were actually a year into the future. Took me quite a long time. It took me a few hours to put these teams together. But Sven Baertschi wins the series for Brandon's team. He's going to love that one. He's not a big fan of Sven Baertschi. But yet Sven Baertschi wins the game for the Washington Capitals. We'll take a look at the 3 stars and look at the first star, Sven Baertschi. Second star, John Gibson. Like I said, they wouldn't have won the game without him. He absolutely robbed the Canucks on several big shots at clutch times. John Gibson, I think, should have been the first star of that game. I don't think that having 1 goal against should be such a negative on him. But anyways, this has been King Jonald. Yeah, that's a big 7-game series, and I really enjoyed making it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the whole thing. If you're only watching this one, I'd recommend going back and watching games 1 through 6. They were all pretty good. But here in Game 7, the Washington Capitals won the game. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.